I think for this one, I'm going to have to change my little speech here. I'm going to say bonjour. I'm going to say hello. I'm going to say hola. I'm going to say konnichiwa. I'm going to say thank
Oh,
you.
go on
Because there's
now,
a
go
lot of
on.
people listen to us, you know?
Oh, we.
But look, man, all I want to do is start this show because it's going to be a fun one tonight. So just sit back and relax and enjoy it.
What did you do to make your parents give you the look?
I don't know if the punishment was the punishment or
the
waiting
weight.
for the punishment.
Weight. I think it's the weight.
The
That
anticipation.
way, I was nervous. The whole time I was like, I didn't do anything 100%. Any little sound, I was sharp. I was like a panther. I was listening to every sound. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to go to the kitchen. Come and get your food. No, I'm good. No, yeah, because you didn't know if it was gonna be right there as soon as you come out the room.
Bam, yep.
You know. So that's a good question. That's a good question. But it varied with me.
Yo, welcome to the United Podcast Show. Once again, I want to say thank you and welcome to our show. We have a nice, fun show today. And first of all, I want to give a shout out to some of, different countries that's listening to us worldwide, which we're just so ecstatic about. First, I want to say, I want to say Colombia, Venezuela, Thailand, France, Germany, India. Wow, that's amazing. We're just so proud and ecstatic and honored, humbled, whatever, all that good stuff. And also, I want to let you guys know that we're also able to be heard on Alexa, Spotify, and Google Cast. So, man, we appreciate it. If you guys have that specific technology, please go and, pull us up, listen to us, watch us. So let's dive into the show. I want to introduce the guys that I roll with, right? First off, I want to throw it to my brother Ray. Let him know.
What's up, Charles? Thank you for the intro. Glad to have this topic today. It's going to be a fun one, and can't wait to get into it. Let's go.
Yeah. My other partner in crime over here, Manny Mo. Won't you tell him something?
Oh man, listen, honored, blessed, thankful, grateful. Worldwide, are you kidding me? India? Woo!
Yes, sir.
Fire,
India.
Man, fire. We keep growing, guys. This is only the beginning. Appreciate you. Thank you, Brother Charlie, for introducing me.
Yeah. And this next brother right here, we still waiting for him to cook. Chef Eddie. Let's get it.
Well, I think for this one, I'm going to have to change my little speech here. I'm going to say bonjour. I'm going to say hello. I'm going to say hola. I'm going to say konnichiwa. I'm going to say thank you. Because there's a lot of people listen to us, you know?
Oh, we.
But look, man, all I want to do is start this show because it's going to be a fun one tonight. So just sit back and relax and enjoy it. Thank you, Chuck.
Yes, sir, man. That's it. Like my brother Sear said, this is going to be just a fun topic. It's something that, that kind of holds dear to us, how we grew up and just what happens, it happens to the best of us. Yo. So the fun topic tonight we're going to get into is the scariest thing that your parents ever said to you when you were bad or just anything that you're doing. So,
all right.
So
that's a big topic.
Right. So I have a question right here. And here it is. What did you do to make your parents give you the look?
We all know that look.
And I'm gonna get it. I want to get this question to my boy Eddie.
Wow, the look. I think I got that look. Yo, Chuck, let me tell you, I think I still get that look when I go to my mother's house. That look. If I can recall that look came a lot when I was around people and my mother specifically, she didn't want to make a big ruckus at the moment. So she would wait and she would give me a certain look. And that look just basically said, all hell's gonna break loose when we get home. And I can recall, I was always like a class clown. I can recall, but just to mention one of my many look stories, I can recall report card day. And I was never the best student. I was never the best student. I was always a class clown. I'd rather take a laugh from my friends than I would take a punishment. So, I mean, so report cards day came, and, my numbers weren't so good, and it kind of bothered me that my mother would always get these bad reports. But, the teacher would talk, of course they're going to say something nice first. Oh, he's a pleasant boy, and everything is cool, but he doesn't pay attention. He's always interrupting. He's always standing up in the classroom. He's always doing certain things. And then the look. And that look, and I was like, wow. So my clown, me being a clown ceased. Everything that I thought immediately. And only because I know what that look meant. So that was a moment. There were moments when we were in stores. Let's say we were at a mall or a store, or even at the store. Anytime we were in public, and I would act out, maybe because I was a very hyper kid. And me being hyper, there was no control until I got that look. And when we got home, and it's funny because a lot of times we got home, and the look was just a look in public, but she forgot that she gave me the look in certain situations, but she definitely controlled me at the moment. And there's so many different stories, but that look is so powerful that I think it helped raise me and be the person that I am today. Right. So that look is very powerful, Chuck.
Good.
Yeah.
Can I jump in here?
Yes.
Oh, please.
That was going to you because where you come from and the story, about your family, and you were the next one that was being thrown to.
So I guess in my experience, there are different levels of the look, right? You have the look that just tells you behave, right? And there's the look that says, okay, just like you, Eddie, you're going to get it. You're going to get it, but wait. So that's my mom's look, but then there's also my father's look, which was, that's it, no more.
You're going to die.
Yeah. And, it was more like one of these, right? So with my mom, it was more like, okay, so if we're misbehaving or we're, and again, it was like when we were younger, obviously. So when we're misbehaving and, she didn't, to your point, Eddie, we didn't want to, embarrass her or anything else. It was more those, the big eyes like, you understood, okay, you know what, let's behave. But, some of us, if we didn't take heed to that, it was going to be like more like her eyes would roll. Like she would do circles with her eyes, like, they're like, ooh.
That's a whole different level of look.
Yeah, you would get it. Yes, but that look that you don't have to say nothing, no communication. Like you're done.
It's hilarious.
You're done. And and guess what? I do the same thing with my kids too.
Right.
So, it's passed down, like when Marcus and Mimi, like when they're younger, or even now, like, but it's more like, they when they cross the line, you're like, and that's it. Right. So that's a very powerful way of just like making sure, like, without any, like, hey, listen, I think you crossed the line, right? Pull back a little bit, and if they don't get it, you give it that look, right? Sometimes I would use it just for fun.
Of course. Yeah. And listen, before I ask Manny Fresh this question, I just want to let everybody know that this is how when we grew up, and when we got a look or we said, or our parents said something scary to us, we knew what that meant. We knew what that meant. And, and that's what shaped us now. But we're not advocating, violence or just stuff like that. Because some people can take that in a different way. So we just want to throw that out there. And, we're just having fun with this. So just knowing Manny, I know Manny got more looks than he probably ever wanted. So Manny, we want to hear from you.
That makes you sound like a troublemaker, man. But you're actually somewhat right, Brother Chuck. Yeah, man. With me, I want to say I got mostly in trouble. First of all, obviously, the brothers on this panel know I'm 6'3", all right? For most of my life, not most of my life, but all the way up to like maybe 12, 13, I was like somewhat of a chubby kid, and then I had a growth spurt. But where I'm going is that my issues was mostly in the supermarket or in the grocery store, right? My mother would called it out and pretty much laid it out. Don't you dare ask me for anything at the store. 13-year-old with a sweet tooth, one ear out the other for the time being. We're in the store. I grabbed the donuts or whatever sweet I had, was available, and I knew I was in trouble, but I don't know, my sweet tooth would not let it go until I got home. And yeah, I got a couple of whippings every now and then, but that look would check me, right? But it's funny because like Brother Chuck was saying, nowadays, I think we still get the look. Like I gave it to my daughter, but the communication is more of I've already spoken to you at home, actually spoken to you, not threatening you, explain a little more, and not taking anything from our parents because times were different stresses, different financial statuses, survival. But now I talk to my kid, and it's like a verbal warning, and if she steps out of line, I still give her the look, and she checks herself. To be honest, more like her mother is a little more threatening. With me, it's more like she'll push the envelope. But I think back in the days, that look had a lot more power. Your mother would look at you; she'll be looking into your soul. It'd be like, "Damn, what really?"
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it was always a.
What about this one? You're acting the fool, right? You're doing everything else, and your mom's been looking at you for the last 5 minutes.
Oh man!
Right?
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. And when you turn around, you're like.
So listen.
Okay. So wait, Chuck, 1 second. So you can even do that, right? Or if you can remember, it's been a little bit. Sometimes I will push the envelope and I figure, well, I'm already in trouble. She gave me the look already. I'll keep going because I know I'm going to get a beating regardless. So if I'm having fun in a party or whatever and I'm eating more than I should or just acting the fool, like, I knew it's coming anyway, so I just kept going.
So
you can't be more in trouble. You're
exactly.
Gonna get it anyway.
So listen, this next question is I can attest to this one. So what scary thing did they say that just actually made you afraid? It made you afraid and just kind of knowing what was coming after they said it. Not right then and there. They can make you wait a day or two, right? Just to instill the fear into you, right? Instill the fear, right? So, man, I'm gonna throw that back to you.
Yeah, man. For me, it was more on the side of taking away my freedom. Not that I was a slave or anything, but I always look forward to the weekend, and me hanging out with my cousin Eddie at the time, and other friends. My weekend was the highlight of the week. So if I was grounded or if I wasn't allowed, that was like very, very threatening to me. That would touch my heart.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Right. So look, I want to answer that myself because
we want to hear from you.
Listen, because my mother, if we were out or even if we were just coming from the store or something and I did something, she would say, "Wait till we get home." And that's all she had to say. Because then guess what? The closer we got to home, the more I would start crying.
The closer you got. So you started walking slower, Chuck?
Yep.
You started walking slow. You started lagging.
I don't understand.
You started lagging.
And then she'd be like, "Why are you crying?" "Because you told me to wait till we get home. We're almost home."
You started tying your shoelace.
Right.
You started. That's hilarious. Right there.
Oh, man. So, Brother Ray, if you could answer that question without, falling out laughing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can answer that question. There was this expression within the family, whether it's my sister, my brother, my mother, or my dad that said it, you knew you're in trouble. And this is what was said. That's it.
That's it.
Yo, say that one more time.
If you heard,
you should put that in slow motion.
If you heard,
and that's not the Rick Ross, huh? It's a different one.
So
that's a.
I'll take you back to when I was in Austria. Right, I was hanging out, just being a little rebellious. I cut class and hanging out with these guys, and we were just hanging around, just doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And we get into the store. Long story short, somebody stole a pair of shoes. I ended up the one being like stopped at the store, and so basically it looked like I stole the store. I stole the shoe, right?
Right.
So on my way home, I already knew I was done. I already knew I was cooked, right? So I'm crying. I'm like in my teens already. I'm crying on the way home. I'm crying like what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do. And I had the shoe. I had the evidence, right? So I'm not going to take it upstairs. So I'm sorry. I think it was, it was the next day. It was the next day. The next day I knew I was going to be in trouble, right?
Yeah.
So the next day I'm trying to like figure out what I do. So I ring the doorbell, right? it was one of my sisters. So everybody was home already, right? So obviously they knew it was me, right? So I ring the doorbell. It wasn't no, who's this? It wasn't, how can I help you? It was. So obviously, yeah, I'm probably sure this might have happened to you guys. If somebody's in trouble, everybody's in trouble, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Or-
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Ray, something along the line that I used to get to was like, my little sister. If my mother was
Mhm.
that's like the exclamation point. Like you're gonna get along that same line. So
Yeah, there were a couple of gestures.
Yeah, man.
We
So
we knew we were gonna get it after that.
So when I went upstairs in the apartment, yeah, my dad was not happy at all.
yeah.
He was not. So yeah, that was the scariest. Well, it was one of the scary, but it was that. And guess what? I think I do it. I think I do it sometimes, right? But not that I love. I'll just go. Actually, I did it on one of the pre-podcasts, right? I went.
Oh, that's right.
You guys remember?
That's hilarious.
So let me ask you this. Me ask you this. How long did they make you wait before they actually punished you?
Oh. So
How long?
Can I get into this one right here?
Yeah.
Because as I'm remembering my childhood. I remember these moments, and my mother, there were moments where she would say things and never do it. So talk was just talk, and I would keep on pushing. But once there was silence, the mind started wandering. Like, why didn't she say anything now? Why did she say she was about to? Why is she talking? So then I'm trying to talk to her. Yeah, so I'm trying to talk to her to like try to like break ice and try to control some type of voice. I need to hear her voice, and she's just looking at me again with the look. And there were certain gestures like, like wait till like that whole wait till we get home, but without saying wait till we get home. I mean, we live together, but obviously I'm gonna get it when we get home. So I think just that silence. Was just scary. So getting back to your question. Chuck, if we were outside and we were in the mall, we would go shopping. That might take 2 hours. And there was silence because she would play the game like, I'm not talking to you till we get home. Like, you don't even exist. And come on, let's go. Like it's almost like you had an opportunity to have a nice moment. You're playing around. You didn't hear my little warnings. So that time could vary. So, and then there were times where I would get home and I'm like, okay, I'm about to get it. So then I said, maybe I should go home. Maybe I should go into my room and put on like another layer. So I would put on like pants, another shirt. I would go into the bathroom like, oh, I got to go use the bathroom. Stay in there for an hour. And I come out and nothing. And then boom, come nighttime. And I knew it was happening. Because that means everything that she did, that she needed to do that day was done. And now she's going to deal with what we spoke about.
Was trying to catch you off guard.
So that could have varied. So the punishment, I don't know if the punishment was the punishment or the waiting for the punishment.
Weight. I think it's the weight.
The
that
anticipation.
Weight, I was nervous. The whole time I was like, I didn't do anything 100%. Any little sound, I was sharp. I was like a panther. I was listening to every sound. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to go to the kitchen. Come and get your food. No, I'm good. No, you're not, because you didn't know if it was gonna be right there. As soon as you come out the room,
bam, yep.
So that's a good question. But it varied with me.
It did, because I know
definitely varied with me.
Because I know my mother, she actually made me wait a week.
Oof.
Wow.
She made me wait a week. And then, everything seems to be all hunky-dory. And then
out of the blue.
Look, come Friday, she lets you go outside and play, and
oh, that's the worst.
you come in the house and go take a shower, eat your dinner, and then she'll go get the belt. Be like,
oh man, she'll make you get the belt.
She'd make me go get the belt, and then I would have to go, which one? And she went, if I have to come in there, I'm gonna come in there with one, and I'm still gonna make you get the one that you should have got.
That's funny.
Wow. Hey, Chuck, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Were you ever able to like negotiate yourself out of a whooping?
Nope. See, me, I always made mine worse because I would run from my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And because I made her run, my mom was only 5 feet tall, dude. But she was fast. And as she's chasing me, she's laughing, going, you making me work for this? And I'm going, mm-hmm.
Yeah, once
she called me, it was not much more I could do, but just take it. So
let me ask you this question, because that's hilarious, man. She made you wait a week. Have you ever had more than one offense within that week?
Yes.
Where you didn't even know what you were getting hit by? Like, which one is it, Mom? If I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Yo, that's funny, man.
I forgot because she didn't get me within a couple days. Like, I thought I was off the hook and I'd do something else.
So let me pick that up real quick, guys. I know it's a light, comical, entertaining show, but let me ask you. So psychologically, what do you think that did to you? And besides the discipline aspect of it, right? What do you think it did to you for your personality, right? And where I'm going is, do you think if you didn't have that part of it, you would have gone on the wrong side of the track, as they say? How do you think that affected you, Chuck, or anybody in the panel?
You go ahead, Chuck. You can answer. But I do want to add something.
I think, man, I think it made me a better person. Because, I think if I didn't, I think I probably would have, fell into the neighborhood and did, hung out with the wrong friends. It humbled me. It made me listen, like, you need to get your stuff together and just finish school. And, once you do the right thing. Because if I don't, I was going to fall into the wrong, go down the wrong path. And I didn't.
Same for me.
No, that's a good point.
Same for me.
Yeah. So go ahead, Eddie.
No, I mean, I'm going to bring back Sigmund Freud. Remember the stages, the anal stage, the oral stage, and every stage. I'm sorry, but I got to bring them out. Sorry, Manny. So I think that tactic worked for a certain part of my life, but after a while, it didn't even hurt me. And I would take the beating like, all right, this is it. I understood why I was getting punished, but there was a point where that type of punishment didn't work on me. Like, it didn't really scare me anymore. Mm-hmm. It did scare me when I was maybe, 5, 6, 7, 8,
right,
9, 10, 11, 12. No. But there was a point where it's just like, all right, I understand why you're hitting me, and I'm going to make it better, not for the fact because it hurts, but because I'm almost making you do this so you can try to discipline me.
Yes. And I witnessed a couple of those.
So I think the discipline part, but I think it definitely, I think to some extent it was a good tactic. It was a tactic that helped me become who I am now, because as we mentioned in our past episodes, fear is something that it's a good tool to help control the mind and try to keep some type of barriers on do's and don'ts,
Quick question. Sorry, Chuck, real quick. So do you think that that avenue that your parents chose, the physical aspect, I don't believe you do that to your daughter now. How do you convey the same message without getting physical, I guess? Because, right, times are changing, people are changing, and I know people still get beat, kids get beat still, but there's also, right, we're more educated, we're a little more communicative, right?
Yeah, and that's a good point. I just think that my parents, those are the tools that they had, and that's what worked for them. And a lot of times it gets trickled down, like you say, certain things the way you're taught, you teach. I do not do that. I've never raised my hand on my daughter, but I know there's other ways that I can discipline my child that might be even more painful than a beating. Right. I mean, I'll tell you this: if you were to give me an ultimatum of when I was a 13-year-old boy, if you were giving me an ultimatum, would you want to take a beating or take away, like you say, my freedom of going outside and hanging out with my friends? I'd say whip away.
That hurt a lot, right?
Like whip away. I'll take it. Go ahead. You can even double up if you want. But I want to go outside. I want to hang out because that's what everybody was doing. before, you know, neighborhoods were very community and everybody would be outside and you never wanted to miss a day, especially like in the summertime, you know. But I do want to say something that you mentioned earlier, and that was, you know, communication is key.
Yes.
I communicate a lot more with my child, and that's something that my parents never really did with me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's correlated. I mean, it's all in there, you know.
Right.
It's almost like all I saw was the action, but I never really had conversations about real moments, right? Like, don't do this. Why? Well, no, just boom.
See,
Right.
and Eddie, I think that's the option that we didn't have. Like a lot of times, like we couldn't say why, right? It was more like, don't do it.
It's my way or the highway, basically.
Because no, well, okay, but it's different. It's different. I think for me it was more like, don't disrespect the name, don't disrespect me, right? And respect me, right? Well, like when if my mom said don't do it and I did it, obviously is I'm disrespecting her a little bit, right? For my father's definitely what, you know, like your his authority, right?
Yeah.
You know, so it's a little bit different, I think, right? But
and don't question it.
exactly, don't question the authority.
Just respect it.
Right. Yeah. But now it's like, you know, like you're like, oh, kids were like, but why? And then to a point, there's more communication around. But wait, I take it back. I mean, you would still get an ass whooping and still be talked to, right? Say something. Say something. You know why I'm doing this, right? Boom. There's still communication, right? But my point is like, because I was sitting there and listening. I'm like, okay, I remember whenever I got into trouble or I would, you know, it's because I either directly disobeyed an order, right? Or my parents felt like I was disrespecting them, or, you know, didn't feel like you know, that's what it was. It was, I wanted to hang out.
Right.
Don't go somewhere. I would go and I get caught, right? So obviously disobeying a direct order. It wasn't because I would stray away or something like that. Or
so you understood your punishments.
Yeah. It wasn't because I was going to hang around with the wrong crowd. No. It was because I wanted to do something that they felt like I didn't do it. So
yeah, listen.
I'm not even going to say punishment. I'm going to say consequences.
Listen, we never got in trouble for nothing. At least I never got in trouble for not doing anything. Because everything I got in trouble for, I did, and I deserved it. I could probably say that because, you know, even though I was the youngest and, you know, I was very outgoing. You know, like you said, I love to be outside with my friends, and we had to be in the house before the street lights came on. And, you know, we could, you know, my boys and I, we're all outside. And as soon as that light start flickering, everybody just scatter. And if you're not in that house by the time that light
how did they scatter? How did they scatter?
If you're not in the house by the time that light fully comes on, that's when you go get the belt.
But at least
but I was there.
Yeah.
But
we were so poor we didn't have street lights.
Sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah. So that's how. So we had to kind of guess. We had to go by the sunlight.
We had lanterns.
What I was gonna say was, in terms of the parents, you know, again, I don't want to make it, but the parents, you know, giving you an ass whooping. A lot of the times, people use the physical, and this isn't today's time, because they can't convey their message. It's a frustrating moment where you want to get your point across, a point that you already established, and somebody's violating what you already asked them not to do. So we resort to violence. Might not be a gun, might not be a brick, but it's a whipping. So your parents have no other way to convey the message, or they thought, right, at the moment, but except for a whipping. Now we talk, we communicate. I know myself, I read a lot when it comes to communication. Mm-hmm. And for any parents out there that are frustrated, that they think they can't handle it, educate yourself a little more, try to seek help, because it's always somebody you can talk to, or mentor, something before you know, I don't convey violence. So if you can, try to find some help out there.
Manny, great point about communication. Because, you know, there's a lot of parents that don't know how to communicate with their kids. And, you know, there's kids that talk back to their parents. So, you know, there's a lot of work to be done in just that situation. Yeah. So, but I don't want to like get too deep into it. You know, I'm gonna, you know, because it was a fun topic. You know, just because it brought back, you know, fun memories. I won't say fun memories.
A lot of memories.
How we grew up, but
yes.
You know, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I, you know, just want to say thank you to our listeners, and always, of course, thank you to my boys here on the panel. And,
yeah, man, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun for sure.
Yep.
Hey, for just real quick for our subscribers, if you guys have some stories that you would like to share, please put them in the comments. Please put them in the comments. You know, your stories are just as funny as ours. I think they can probably. There's a lot of similarities, but please put your comments.
And subscribe.
And always subscribe. Hit the subscribe button below. And you could always call and leave us a message, or, you know, hit us up at 201-771-0002.
Exactly.
And man, you know, we're on Twitter,
Facebook,
Instagram. So
Spotify,
hit us up. Spotify, Apple Cast. Just hit us up, man. Leave us comments and, you know, tell us what you think. Just like I said, it's a fun topic. So once again, thank you from the United Podcast Show.
From us to the world.
From us to the world. Thank
Everybody
you so
be safe out there.
Another thing I want to say, if the audience wants to hear us talk about a specific topic, leave your comments below as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, we can chop it up. And so we're gonna start bringing in people so they can start coming in live on the phones and bringing in your comments on live. But please leave your comments, leave anything you want to say below, and we will definitely get back to you.
Love to hear from you.
Brother Ed.
All right.
Good point.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Once again, United Podcast Show.
Yeah.